check this out, man. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that your brother Tim Black been through a little bit of a skirmish. Yeah, a little bit of a skirmish online. The Yang Gangers, who I refer to as the Yang Bangers. Yeah, the Yang Bangers, they've been banging on my door for the last, 24 hours. Whatever did you do to offend the Yang Gang, Tim Black? Well, I disagree with him, Johnson. That's what I did. I disagree with him. I saw it another way. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You can't disagree with the Yang Gang. Well, yes, you can. I want you guys to know, when I was at Politicon, I was having a conversation with Dr. Jason Johnson. And Dr. Jason may come on this show. We've been talking about it. He feels like, if I did a video of you and you wanted to come on the show to kind of clear your name a little bit, I think maybe that might be the thing to do. We're going to think about that, though. Because giving the platform to just people that I disagree with fundamentally on a number of things may not be the way to go. But anyway, that's not the purpose of me calling this out or mentioning it. During our conversation, he talked about online Bernie Bros and how Bernie Bros are hostile online. And I said to Dr. J, man, why do you make it seem like it's just Bernie Bros who are so hostile online, man? Why are you just focused on Bernie supporters, man? There are a lot of campaigns, a lot of people feel passionate about their candidate. It's not just Bernie supporters. Maybe the problem with you with Bernie supporters is there's so many of them. He dismissed that out of hand. That couldn't be it. They're hostile, they're harassing, and Bernie doesn't have the most support. So, because in the poll, of the 500 people they talked to, more of them wanted Elizabeth. So Bernie doesn't have more support. That makes sense. Guy's been running since 2015, and according to Dr. Jason, he doesn't have the most support of any candidate in the race, even though he's been campaigning for almost endlessly, nonstop for the last 4 or 5 years. So anyway, besides that, Dr. Jason and anybody else out there, have you ever ran up against the Yang Gang? You probably haven't. And this isn't just to Dr. Jason, but to anybody, because you refuse to talk about Yang Gang. See, you don't deal with the Yang Gang until you talk about the Yang Gang. I had no idea there was so many Yang supporters. Folks, I'm trying to tell you, I knew there was a lot of Yang supporters, but I didn't know. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't know. Thousands of people I'd say 90% of them with less than 500 followers, with accounts that are brand new, most without pictures, came at a brother because I disagreed with them about something about Andrew Yang that I have every right to disagree about. I didn't talk about his wife. I didn't talk about his kids. I didn't talk about his bowl haircut. I didn't talk about the weird hat. I didn't talk about anything out of bounds. I had an issue with something that's related to policy. And they still came for a brother to the point where I was like, Johnson, well, damn, Johnson, maybe the Yang Gang got a lot of bots. It couldn't be a disagreement on policy gets me indulged in a swarm of thousands of young people that's not out of bounds, just relevant. That's what you would do. That's what we do. I call out Kamala Harris. I call out Cory Booker. I call out Elizabeth Warren. I call out Pete Buttigieg. I call out Joe Biden. But the Yang Gang, on policy, not on his health, not on his looks, not on anything, no cheap shots. It was just about his policy or lack of policy and his ethics on those policies that he had on his website. I get attacked by thousands of young people. So to me, guys like Lee, look, I'm thinking there is no way there'd be that many people who don't even know me attacking me for voicing an opinion about a clip that's on CNN that the whole world can see. All these people don't have time to go after one guy when everyone saw this clip. The whole world saw it. I don't have a secret stash. The clip is public Knowledge. Anybody can comment on this clip. Why is it that I'm getting a special treatment? Why? So, this is where we are. Let me share with you the clip that got your brother Tim Black. They tried to run me off Twitter, but you know me, I ain't going nowhere. I don't scare easy. This is the clip that they tried to run me off of Twitter for commenting on. Here it is.
Told reporters in New Hampshire last week that you think, quote, outlawing private insurance in a very short period of time is a bit too disruptive, and I would not do it. So how do you support Medicare for all and not outlaw private insurance?
Well, there's a way to provide Medicare for all that does not prohibit private insurance. And the goal has to be to demonstrate to the American people that this Medicare plan is superior to your current insurance without pulling the rug out from under you and saying that the insurance no longer exists.
Bernie Sanders' own campaign manager said about your stance on this, come on, you either take on corporate greed that rots the system or you don't. That you're calling this Medicare for all, but when you ask about the substance, you still want to keep private insurance, which is not Medicare for all. How do you respond?
It's funny because we had an internal debate about this. Like, what does Medicare for all mean? If you look at it, what does it say? Medicare for all, which means that you have a Medicare program that everyone can be enrolled in.
So you're adopting the label, but not the bill.
That's correct.
Is that a little disingenuous to people looking for that, that flavor of a Democratic candidate, but with, if they don't know the substance of your plan?
Well, we're clear about the substance of our plan in various places, and we're going to have a more detailed rollout of the full plan in the days to come.
Yeah, I got in trouble for commenting about this clip. And I can't say get in trouble. I was harassed. I was harassed, Johnson. Look at me. I'm scarred for life. I don't know how I'm going to proceed. I don't know if I can deal with it. I need my mommy. Because I'm a little snowflake. Got it here. So first of all, let's unpack this clip a little bit here, Yang Gang, because we wouldn't be, ashamed, or we wouldn't have a problem with a little bit of criticism for somebody who's an honest actor who has reported positively about your candidate in the past. Make sure that mic's turned up. What do you mean you don't want to be disruptive? You don't want to be disruptive to the system? That's the only purpose for having you run. Is that we have a system that's jacked up. We need disruptors who want to come in and change it disruptively, not tentatively. Oh, you mind if I move this pen over here? Well, let's think about it. Okay, tell me when you're ready. We're going to have a meeting to discuss the moving of the pen. Everyone have a seat. That guy, Andrew Yang, wants to move the pen. Do we think that's feasible? Well, I don't know. We've had that pen there for about 20 minutes. It's been fine where it is. Why does he need to move the pen? Precisely, Johnson. See, we don't want that type of garbage. We got that type of garbage now. We already got that guy. We don't need another guy pretending to be a disruptor, coming in talking about, hey, I don't want to disrupt, I don't want to disrupt anything. I wouldn't want to disrupt, the shit that's, 500 million people, or 500,000 people going bankrupt every year. We don't want to disrupt that because they can't pay their, because they become ill and they could develop a condition that bankrupts the hell out of them. We don't want to disrupt that. We don't want to disrupt all the seniors who cut their medications in half because they can't afford to pay for a pop. And we don't want to disrupt the 50 million or people that are underinsured with inadequate insurance. And we don't want to disrupt all the people who are still uninsured even after Obamacare, because That would not be civilized. Where I come from, Andrew Yang and Yang Gangers and Gang Bangers, if you're not willing to disrupt the system, that, my friend, is uncivilized. Status quo is uncivilized. But let's keep going because he says more-ish that needs to be called out. Faiz, my man F from the Bernie campaign manager for Bernie Sanders, he responded to an earlier clip with Andrew Yang because this is not the first time he said this. This is the first time I saw him say this until I started doing research and I realized he's been backing away from Medicare for All for quite some time. But Faiz said, come on, man, if you're not willing to take on corporate greed and go up against the system, why are you wasting our time? Why are you pretending like you are? That's a good question. And why do you guys want to support someone who's not willing to take on the system? That's the whole point. Oh, I get it. You think you get $1,000 and system stay jacked up. Let the system stay as jacked up. I got $1,000. Do you know how quickly the $1,000 goes away if this shit system stays the same? First of all, it does nothing to close the racial wealth gap, which I'm sure all you Yang Gang people are very concerned about. All the black people struggling on the bottom. I'm sure you can't sleep at night for all the blacks who for every dollar a white family has only has about a dime. I'm sure you can barely contain yourself on Twitter. You are right now somewhere with a blade next to your vein going, I'm going to kill myself because all these black people are so struggling. Even though they've been in this country longer than I have and helped build the country for free. They were free to starve to death because they were given no land, no food, and told go build a life. And if you didn't have a job, they locked you up. And then 100 years of Jim Crow. We've only had civil rights in this country for 50 years. You don't care, though. You're fine with rich people, a rich family that makes $1 million a year, getting $2,000, a husband and wife, and a single mom getting $1,000 and having to get rid of food stamps and the public housing and all that other shit. You're fine with that. That makes sense to you. And I got a question about what you guys are really about. That's all I'm saying. But let's keep it moving because that's just one of the things about this clip that's horrendous. There's more, Johnson. One of the things I can't stand is the laugh. Yeah, when Dana Bash said, hey, well, it doesn't sound like it sounds like you don't support Medicare at all for all. Sounds like you support something else like a public option plan. What? No, yeah, me and my friends was just talking about how full of shit. I mean, when you guys gonna start catching on, I'm full of shit. I was just surprised. I was wondering. We were just talking about that. Were we talking about that, Michael? Yeah, we were talking about it. What about you, Story? Yeah, we were talking about it, Andrew. Eventually, somebody's gonna say, "Hey, sounds like you want a public option, not a Medicare for all." Yeah, I don't like that laugh when Kamala Harris does it. She does it too. I've called it out when Kamala Harris does that laugh, that nervous, rickety, giddy, fake laugh when someone is caught, when they don't know what to say. But I guess when I call out Yang for it, it's like, oh my God, it's travesty. It's disgusting that you would call that out. Oh, here come the millennials coming over the hill with a bag of wet spit out used sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. Here we go, guys. And all that is cool and all that is real, and yeah, that's a problem. But one of the biggest complaints I have about this is that people are still pretending that you could have a public option be front and center in your plan and it still be called Medicare for All, when the two versions of Medicare for All, one in the House and one in the Senate, both explicitly say no duplicative care for the public, for private insurers. You can have private insurance for stuff that's not covered under the Medicare for All. When it's covered, bye-bye private insurance, because see, private insurance is the problem. You can't keep the problem around. Look, guys, like with anything else. If you're the problem, we need you out of there. We don't keep the problem around going, we'll just work around the problem. Oh, see here, you got some cancer in your gut, Tim Black. We're going to keep that. We're going to keep the cancer in your gut. We just going to work around it. Because, we wouldn't want to take the cancer out that's killing you. That is a symbolic metaphor. It's a metaphor for our insurance situation. The insurance companies are a cancer on America. We want to remove it. Because unlike some other countries that people keep throwing in my face, America is really corrupt. Now, I know you got some corruption in Australia and Sweden. I understand. I get it. UK. I get that. I know. I get it. Yeah. But America's corruption is muy bueno. American corruption is so deep, you can't cut that shit with a chainsaw. Oh, shit. I almost cut my head off with this damn, trying to cut through this corruption. So we have to... Do you understand? Is this computing at all make any sense? So, and like I stated, I try to explain to people, it's not just that I disagree with Andrew Yang. It's that he lied. And he continues to lie. You know why I say he's lying? It's because he's not been forthcoming about him not being a true supporter of Medicare for All. Yeah. Here goes proof. This shit is still on his website. Policy. Medicare for All. Now, we can all pretend that it's okay to have a policy on your website that you don't fully, or for a piece of legislation or two pieces of legislation that contradict totally your plans for Medicare for All or your plans for healthcare coverage. We can pretend that that's okay, but to people that aren't seduced, induced, or so involved or so invested in this thing, for the rest of us, man, it's a problem. How you going to have that on your website, Johnson? Let me say that again. How you going to still have Medicare for All on your website, Johnson, if you really don't support Medicare for All? And how dare you and your people act as if being asked that is something to laugh at, or it's something that you want to troll somebody for? Pointing out your website? Like, look, the Yang Gang got a lot of money. You raise a lot of money. Maybe you could raise some money or use some of that money to update your website. I don't know. Maybe it'd be a good idea. Then we won't have these conversations. Because if you weren't promoting Medicare for All, I'd be fine. You can have your own Medicare plan. Who cares? Have your own plan. But are we really going to be this so silly that we don't recognize that there was an incentive of piggybacking on the name Medicare for All? Are we really that dumb? Or do we think everyone is that dumb? Come on, when we want some knockoff sneakers, the knockoffs are smart enough to use the name of the sneaker they're knocking off. See, no one buys Sykes, but some people are buying Nikes, even if they're not the real deal. And that's what Yang is doing. Right? Just to get further into my point, Andrew Yang has not just done this in this one interview with Dana Bash, who I'm usually not a fan of. But as you can see, even a broken clock can be right twice a day, Johnson. Here goes Andrew Yang at a rally or right after a rally, going further into detail about how disingenuous he can be if he chooses to be. Check it out.
On Medicare for All, page 8 of Senator Bernie Sanders' bill eliminates private insurers. Does that mean that you do not support the Bernie Sanders Medicaid for All bill?
I support the spirit of what Bernie is trying to accomplish. I do think that outlawing private insurance in a very short period of time is a bit too disruptive, and I would not do it.
Yeah, you know, Andrew Yang said he supports Medicare for All in spirit. He supports it in spirit. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. I accept it. Now that I think about it, I accept that. Hey, ladies. I'm going to go up and tell my wife. I understand we're married. And we're in a monogamous marriage. And I agree with that in spirit. But I think I got a shot at Rihanna. So, I agree in spirit that I shouldn't cheat on you, but, because, but in spirit, you know what? When I'm over Rihanna's house, in spirit, I'll be still here with you. You just got to open your mind. Stop being so selfish. And then after that, I wondered if I can come stay with one of you guys on the couch or something. You know what I'm saying? Because, Yang will put me up. Yang, I'm going to need that $1,000, bruh. Make it 2, because I'm a grown-ass man. Okay, Boomer? So anyway, that's the most disingenuous thing in the world. Hey, who you want to win the NFL? Who you want to win the Super Bowl? Well, I'm from D.C., so I want the Baltimore Ravens to win because they're right next to me and they don't have a horrible name, Johnson. Gotcha. All right, cool. Yay, the Cowboys won. I thought you wanted the Ravens to win. Only in spirit. Man, get the hell out of our club, out of our bar right away. You're lucky we don't beat yo. But see, to the Yang Gang, it's fine. And look, I know with me explaining these things that are indefensible, you really have no comeback for it. All you can do is be mad. You're in the comment sections right now. I understand, I get it. But that doesn't change the facts. I did the math. And what we've seen is I'm full of crap. My name is Andrew Yang. And I've lied to you guys just to develop momentum, to sell more books and become popular. We got more, guys. I have a few more instances. You guys want to keep going? Because I guess, maybe there's some people out there who are really delusional who don't see a problem at all with co-opting the name of legislation that exists that was people have been fighting for years, and you come in and use the name of it, put it on your website and in your materials, your marketing materials, and then when pressed about it, say, hey, no, that's not, I don't want to disrupt the system. Well, just take it off your website. Stop saying it out your mouth, homie. Now, me being a commentator, like I said, we talk about everybody. This is what we do. I haven't made it Yang Week. But I want you to see some of the commenters from the Yang Gang. Yeah, because all the time, all I hear media people talk about is Bernie bros. Bernie people are so rude. Bernie people are so horrible. You mean the same Bernie people that average donation is $17 per donation and Andrew Yang's is much higher, though he lied and said it was lower than Bernie's? The real grassroots movement of this election and last year's election, in fact, the most grassroots election of ever, probably has the most spirited people ever. Because there's more grassroots, less corporate people. Yeah. Check out this. Here goes a Yang Gang supporter right here. William Martinez said, Yang is Bernie with new ideas. Yeah. I almost got ratioed on this. Me saying, this shit don't make sense. This proves the conversation with the Blue Hat Crew is a waste of time. Unbelievable. He actually said there's no difference between Bernie and Andrew Yang. In fact, you would get them mixed up, man. You put them in a lineup, you wouldn't know who's who because they so alike. And you look at their body of work and their trajectories of experience, their careers. You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference if you laid them down on a piece of paper, laid them on the desk, and looked at them. They would be the same because they are so the same. They are so similar. One's been in politics 40 years and the other's not in politics at all. One's been fighting for Medicare for all and all these with the unions and the strikes and going across the country for 5, 6, 7 years just on these campaigns alone. Not what he did before. This is the guy who filibustered all types of crap legislation. Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang, he helped some kids from Oxford in an incubator or something. Isn't that what he did? Like a bunch of rich immigrant kids. I saw on his website he had a bunch of immigrant kids he was helping who were already in college, so they already afforded to go. He was helping them. I didn't see a lot of Dwaynes and Sataras up there, but, you know. Not a lot of Becky Ann's or Sue Lou's either. Missy Sue and, you know, Cody. Not a lot of Codys either. I'm just saying what I saw on the website. I could be wrong, you know. I didn't look through everything, but I just saw a lot of already very well-to-do young people. But anyway, what I'm saying is, regardless of how you feel, maybe he was, you know, maybe he's a saint. He's Mother Teresa. But for Yang Gang people to be like, is there no difference between Bernie and Andrew? Oh, there is a difference. Yang has better ideas. He has new ideas. Bernie's ideas are old, like, you know, that $15 an hour, which some companies have already adopted. That's an old idea. We don't need that. And, you know, Medicare for all is an old idea, even though your candidate has it on his website. It's an old idea. Get that out of here. You know, who needs that? I got a couple more. Let me see a couple more. Here goes one. This young man said, Tim Black, don't be a hater, Johnson. Yeah, use my Johnson against me. Don't be a hater, Johnson. Yeah, I'm a hater for pointing out these things. I'm the hater. No, I think you hate truth. I think you hate truth, and I think your candidate hates being honest. But he knows, just like Trump, that you guys are so invested and so looking forward to that $1,000 a month. He can shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and you still vote for him. Ain't that right, Johnson? Ain't that right? Because you can't deny anything in this video. You can't deny it. But you are willing to overlook it because, give me money. Give me money. Your candidate says he don't want to disrupt the system. He lost my vote right there. But give me money. What else would he capitulate on? Give me money. I understand people need money. I get it. I do. But at what cost? And who's really getting paid? Check this out. Last thing. This young lady, Kate, said this. She said, a lot of people are joining Twitter just for Yang. Could be the solution or reason to what you're seeing. And I said, now that makes sense. I respect that comment. Thank you. Even I could be reasonable, you know. And she's probably right, you know. There are people who join just because of Yang. So I could be wrong. Maybe they're not trolls. In fact, it kind of saddens me to think that these people aren't trolling. They really think dishonesty is okay. They really think bait and switch is all right. They really think manipulating masses of people. And look, let's I'm going to put some joking aside. I'm going to keep it real with you. All right? I know people who could benefit from $1,000 a month. I'm one of those people. Yeah, I don't know if you're noticing that, but this don't pay well. And I got cousins, nephews. I got a son who's 21 who's underemployed right now. So, yeah, he could benefit from $1,000 a month. But I know that's not the fix for everything. A senior who has to decide between their medications and is already on Social Security, maybe receiving another subsidy, their $1,000 a month will be cut because they don't get the whole $1,000 because they'd have to make some choices. Isn't that how it works? But the bottom line is, I understand that there are people who would greatly benefit from this $1,000 a month. If I thought that this would be great, long term, if I thought it was better just to put a Band-Aid on a problem instead of fixing the problems, which is the corruption, which is the Medicare, which is the health system, which is mass incarceration, which is all these structural issues that are the problem. If I thought it was better just to go a Yang way, I stand up for it, wouldn't give a damn what anybody thought. I'm under no obligation to any candidate or any ideology. That's the benefit of being independent. Call out who I want, believe what I want. As long as I believe in it, my audience will find me. That's what I believe because I've been doing this 6-7 years. Took me a while to learn that, though. Don't chase the audience will find you. Just be loud. So that's my first point. But my last point is this. I really have a problem. Truly have a problem. I viscerally, inside my soul, deep down, baby, I have a problem with people manipulating vulnerable people. People who are between a rock and a hard place. Let's face it. Anybody who supports the Yang Gang, who supports this freedom dividend, they're not doing so good. Yeah, unless they're just people some people are just trying to promote their brands and get themselves more exposure, and they see Yang as a ticket for that. But the vast majority of people, regular people, not people in media, not people trying to blow up their Twitter account or whatever the hell they're trying to do, but regular people, regular voters and people, users on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you're not doing so well. That's why you need this. And I think it's wrong to play on your situation, to play on your need, to play on whatever's missing, right? And your vulnerability. To me, that's wrong. Now, you can say Tim's a bad guy and all that stuff. And I'm cool with that. I've been called that by a lot of people, man. You ain't the first person not to like me, but I just want you to know I'm on your side. We have a difference of opinion, but see, my motivations are for the best for everyone. If I thought Andrew Yang was the solution, I'd support him. I don't care if he's a nice guy, if he can make jokes, if he makes you feel good. What I care about is if he's real. And when I start seeing people that have shaky verbiage, shaky rhetoric, things aren't lining up, my red lights start flashing. That's what's happening with Andrew Yang. I'm not saying he's irredeemable. What I'm saying is that guy I saw in those clips, he was calculated. It was strategic. This was no mistake. So you can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. Believe what you want to believe. But if you think it's okay for him to do what he's doing, which is jacking Medicare for all for his own purposes, doing a bait and switch, then coming out saying this system that kills all these people, he don't want to change it because these businesses might be affected. I got a problem with that. If you don't, that's on you. Go build a platform, say whatever you want. But on this channel, we call shit like this out. Yang Gang. Did you enjoy that content? I know you did. You got great taste, Johnson. What can I say? Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack today right here on YouTube or go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. And you'll get free stuff, special stuff, secret stuff. Do it today. Wolfpack.